Last time we saw that the tension members. So here I want to add some more points to that discussion. So earlier we solved one example where we found out the design strength of the angle section. We used one angle sections and connected it using bolts. So we checked the yield, we checked the rupture and the block shear. You know that we have done it in the last problem. And the minimum of the three was the design strength of tensile member. So let's say instead of one angle section, we connected two angle sections or opposite faces, or on the opposite side of the gusset plate, or on the same side of the gusset plate. So two angles on the same face. So what will be the design strength in this case? So IS 800 2007, it says that the design strength in case of two angle sections connected on the same face or on the opposite face, it is equal to 2 times the design strength of one angle section. So you don't have to do anything further, just what we found out for the one angle section multiplied by 2, that gives us the design strength of for this type of connections. So when we have used this type of two angle sections, we can multiply it by 2 on the same face or on the opposite face. Whereas in the case of working stress method, this was different. If we had used two angle sections, then according to that code, it was greater than twice the design strength of one angle section. So this is the difference here. That's what I wanted to tell you. After that, for the block shear criteria, you should always try to find all the possible combinations in which the block shear failure can happen. So let's say we have the lap joint here. So now in this case, how can the block shear failure happen? We have already seen in the problem. So here it can break from here to here like this. This way it can fail. But if you say it can also fail like this, then in case of lap joint it cannot happen because the one bolt is still connecting the two plates. But if you are considering instead the butt joint, in butt joint, let's say there will be a cover plate. If it is a single curve plate butt joint or double curve butt joint, depending upon that, these are the two plates and this is single cover, one cover plate on the top, and this is the bolting. So how the failure can happen in this case? A failure can happen on this surface as well as on this surface. So these are the two possible failures that can happen. So if this failure also happening at the right one, then also this part of the plate will be separated from the rest. Whereas in the case of lap joint, it was not happening. So in this case, this bolt is still connecting the plate. So you should always try to find out the all positive ways of block shape. Now after that, there is few more small things. One is tension splice. Just you should know what is tension splice. Tension splice. Many times what happens is when we don't have the full length, let's say we are trying to, we want a tension member of 10 meters, but we don't have such a big length and we have only 5 meters or whatever length for the remaining 5 meter. How will make a 10 meter? Will connect the two members obviously. So now the connection of the two members is called as tension splice. Tension splice. It can be a butt joint, it can be a lap joint as well. So all different kind of connections are possible, but the purpose is we are trying to make the full length what we need by connecting the two or more members. Now if this splice we are making, then there will be a connection, bolting will be used or welding will be used. So again you have to check for all the failure criteria, design strength. So design strength, as we already discussed how we find out. we check in yielding, we check in rupture, and we check in block shear. So all the criteria that we studied earlier will be used for the tension splice also. So just you should know is tension splice, otherwise the design part is same what we have seen.